what they got was this kind of like weird mishmash of mixes. The Wish album was the end of the period of the group that started with The Head in the Door, and I thought was a really satisfying album to make. But the only thing that was wrong with this, I couldn't quite decide if I wanted to make another album like the Kiss Me album or if I wanted to make another album like Disintegration. It wasn't a reaction to Disintegration, but it wasn't kind of bright and shiny enough to be. I don't know. And it's like, to me, it's like two albums fighting against each other. And I probably should have had the courage, which at the time I wanted to make it a double album. I wanted to make it like the two sides of The Cure. And I was dissuaded by the record company because they said it was like, it would never sell. And it's the only time actually I've taken notice of commercial forces. And I regret, that is a regret actually. I should have made it a double album. Show in Paris, when show was the kind of the big brash side of The Cure, like playing in Detroit in a big auditorium, and Paris was kind of the quieter, sort of more fan-based side of the band, playing a small place in Paris. And because I knew that was the end of that lineup of The Cure, we'd been together 8 years pretty much. I just wanted to commemorate it because I wasn't sure if we would ever have the chance to do something like that again. Wild Motions was like starting all over again, really, because after Wish, I sort of walked away from it all, and the band effectively broke up. Paul and Boris left, and Simon left for a short period. I mean, there's only me and Perry in the group for a few months. And Wild Motions was just, I suddenly thought I want to do this again. So it was like a rebirth, really. It was good discovering Jason. It kind of gave a fresh impetus to the band, introduced some energy into the band, which is sorely lacking, I think. But unfortunately, the process of making that record was paramount, and it took over from the end result. It was a great record to make, but we lived together for a year in a house, and at the end of it, we ended up with an album. I had no idea how we'd got there, or what we'd done, or why we'd done it. So it's slightly incoherent and unfocused, and I think that I benefited, I learned from that in the making of Blood Flowers that took a third of the time and was much more kind of like focused from the word go. I knew exactly what I wanted to end up with. Galore, I was really disappointed that it wasn't kind of taken at face value for it being just like a really good collection of singles. It was kind of for various political reasons to do with the record companies and the media. It was stiff. And it really caused me a great deal of anguish for about a month because I thought it would be a really well received album. It was just dismissed as like, oh yeah, you know. And I mean, some of the reviews were like, here we are, like more of The Cure. It sounds just the same. And I thought, hang on, it's like it's a singles album. It's like it was reviewed like our new studio album, which it would have been great if it had been because it was like, you know, I could have put everyone a hit on the front cover and it would have been true. Bloodflowers is a very, very acoustic album, unlike anything that we've ever done before. Every song bar one was written on acoustic guitar, and I abhorred the acoustic guitar for like the first 15 years of my career because I thought it was a hippie instrument. So I think in that way, Bloodflowers is kind of different, and yet at the same time there is something about it that just sounds like The Cure. When we were making Bloodflowers, it was intended to be the final Cure album. For a number of reasons. One, I always wanted to stop when I was 40. I wanted to do something else. And I figure if I didn't stick to that, I didn't make the decision to try something else at least, I never would. And it's very rare for a group to kind of to finish with their best work, to finish on top. And I just would like to do that. I would like The Cure to be remembered as, you know, that even the end of what we did was good.